If you like to draw and you like your fingers, then this next group of tutorials is for you. In the next two videos, we're going to take a look at Autodesk Sketchbook. It's a really powerful, completely free, multi-layer drawing app. So you can find this app both on the Google Play Store or on the Apple iOS App Store. So if you have an iPhone, fear not, yeah, it's up there for you. And yeah, it is free. Boosh! But since I have an Android telephone, we will actually be getting it off of the Google Play Store. So let's go ahead and go into Play Store, and we are going to go find Autodesk Sketchbook. I'm going to search. I'll just actually type in sketch and hit search. So it's the first one that has come up right here, as you can see. So I'm just going to click it and I'm going to install it. Once it installs, we will put it on our desktop and we will open this bad boy up and it will be wonderful. So here we have it, Autodesk Sketchbook. Sketchbook is wonderful. We can either hit open right here, or I can go back to my home screen. And I'm going to go ahead and, oh, it popped up for me on that home screen. So I'm going to go ahead and just click and hold on to it and drag it over to the next screen over. So it's the only thing we see. And you can hear the sound of my dog shaking. That is my dog. Say hello, Maxie. Yeah, he doesn't bark much. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Autodesk Sketchbook icon and open it up and we'll take a look. I'm going to go ahead and say I accept. It needs to store some brush data and things onto my actual phone. I'm going to click allow and I'm going to allow that stuff to happen. And right away, here we are, Autodesk Sketchbook. Now I'm going to just quickly just touch it with my finger and I can tap it anywhere on the screen and start to draw lines. If I want to, I can go into this little color thing up top. Sorry, let me go ahead and go back to that. Whoa, there we go. Right up top here, you will see this right there, this little color wheel. I can go in there and I can go ahead and move around to change the colors, and we'll go into this more in depth. Let's go ahead and make it a sweet, sweet magenta-y pink. Hit the X, and maybe I want to make my brush a little bit bigger. So I can go into my brushes and I can look around at all the different kinds of brushes there are. I'll just grab that one and I'll hit it. Oh, and that one's kind of a smeary one. Oh, look at it smear stuff. So it's pretty simple to just get started and explore. And I'm just going through brushes and changing colors and I'm making the world my own. Oh yeah, oh I love that one. See, these brushes, these synthetic brushes are kind of cool because they do the smearing between stuff. I really sort of crazy like the smearing. Not gonna lie, I'm a smeary boy. I'm not sure what I just did there, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and take a little bit more in-depth look at some of these tools, and we'll go over them and we'll draw a little thing together in just a minute here. So this first, right up here, you'll see that first menu, if I click on it, that's what will let us share things, save things, set some preferences, or I can hit new sketch, which is what I'll do right now. I can say what size I want it to be. I will say the last one, the screen size, which is this thing. Do I want to save? I'm going to discard the current sketch. Discard. So I can save it on my phone or I can discard it. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these tools. And I want to start with this color wheel right up top there. I'm going to click on the color wheel with my finger. And right here we have an actual color wheel. When we move around here, we're actually able to change the hue of the color, which is what we usually think of the color. You can see right here, I can just a little bit lower. In this bar, I can move this back and forth and it will change that wheel too. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. So I can decide what the hue is going to be. I can go down to the saturation and either make it, and you can see how it changes it up here. I can either make it more saturated, which means it has more color, or less saturated, which means it has less of that color value and is closer to black and white. And then there's lightness. I can make it brighter or darker. So that's kind of how these squares are made up here. So I'm going to go ahead and make it kind of right there. That looks good. There's a few other places we can mess with. The RGB is for red, green, and blue. So we can change how much red color there is, how much blue color there is, and it's going to change all this stuff for us. I can go to this third thing right here, and this will let me just select a bunch of different boop, 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 a bunch of different actual colors from these squares. And there's this last one which will give me some different aspects of the hue and the saturation, and I'm not exactly sure what this is doing. I haven't messed with it that much, so I'm okay with this. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit X, and if you look, oh, what did I change? I didn't really change it that much. Let's go ahead. We'll go back to HSL. I want to get there. That looks good. Yeah, look at that. Let's go ahead and change this color to a green, make it a nice green, and that's how you can start to really mess with your colors. It's a lot of fun, y'all. It's super duper fun. There's more to the colors, but whoops. Let me click on the colors menu. There's more to the colors. Something you can do is this little icon up here, an eyedropper. I can click on that eyedropper, and then I can drag this around to find the color that I want to use. So you can see how that, as I get over the kind of pinkish, it will turn that kind of pinkish, or the greenish will get that outline circle that's kind of greenish. So I can select my color. If I have a picture or another drawing and I want to use the same color, I can find a color that way. And now I'm coloring in that color. But a little bit, oh, I accidentally grabbed let's do that again. Let's grab the green so we can see it really well. Cool, there we go. And now, yeah, look at that green. Oh, I love these textury things. So right to the left of that, right here, this is where we see our brushes. Let's click on the brushes. We have our synthetic paint brushes, which is what I was at. The basic will give you the pencil. I'll go ahead and X that out. Let's change this color to like a blackish for now. So that's a pencil. Nice little pencil marking there, right? Let's go into the brush. There's a whole bunch of different brushes. Vintage marker. So you can see that all these different brushes have a different style and a different look to them. So you can actually really make some super interesting stuff. Cashmere eraser. That eraser is actually erasing stuff. So you can erase with an eraser. What's that? Synthetic oil. Let's look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's some good stuff. They've got a lot of different things here that are worth playing with. Yeah. And you can really find your favorite brushes going through these. They even have like textures and halftones, so you can actually texture things. Let me go ahead and put it on a different color. Let's go with like a darker greenish. So there's a lot of different textures that you can do, and you can really stylize what you're working on through using these brushes. So the brushes are far more than just brushes. They even have shapes. And if you want to make things kind of bigger, let's say we select this shape right here, this kind of grassy one, I can go into settings and we get these two options, size and opacity. Let's bring up that size really big to 510. Let's change the color to a red so we can see this, and look at how big that is. That's so much bigger. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Let's go to another brush. So this one, there's also opacity, so you can make it, we'll stay the same brush, but we'll just do the opacity. And so it's still big, but it's a little bit less bright. So we're able to like really not make it as apparent. So we'll go over advanced brush settings in the next video. I'm going to go back to library and, oh, there's a glow brush. I haven't tried the glow brush. Oh, yes! Look at that glow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start a new, I'm going to hit the little button at the top left here. I'm going to start a new thing, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to hit new sketch. I'll do the last. I will save current sketch, and it's saving it right now. Boop, boop, boop. Saving good. There's a lot going on here, so let's just like wait for a minute while it does its thing. There we go, and we're starting fresh. But now I want to show you right over here, this icon here. That is the layers icon, and layers is what makes this program really strong. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see we have background and we have this eyeball right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just, let's say, I'm going to go to, let's go up to, yeah, tattoo inker. That looks good. And I want to make this first layer my, whoops, I want to change the color. I'm going to make it black because I'm just going to make this outlines. Let's see. That's too big for me. I don't like that. So I'm going to have to go to an eraser. Hard eraser, that's good. Let's get rid of that. Oof, I should have made it bigger. It's okay. So I'm erasing with my finger now. But yes, okay. So mostly it's erased. I'm going to go back to tattoo inker. Where is that? Right there. Nope, felt tip pen. I don't know. Watercolor. Oh, where was tattoo inker? I don't know. Signature ink. We'll go signature ink. I'll hit settings. I'm going to take the size down to about 11. And I'm going to go ahead and start to make an outline with this. I'll just make a head. I'm going to go ahead and give it like a little collar, a little tie, because gosh darn it, I never have to wear ties. This is my little businessman dude. Give him a little bit of hair coming down. My faceless businessman in a flunky thing. So I'm going to go back up right here to my layers. And so now if I turn that eyeball off, and I'm just clicking, whoops, I accidentally double clicked on that. I'm going to go ahead and hit X. I'm just clicking on this little eyeball here, and I'm able to turn on and off my stuff based on that eyeball. And I keep accidentally double clicking it, not a big deal. But if I turn off my eyeball, he goes away. If I turn on my eyeball, he comes back. So this is my outline layers, which is pretty cool. And I can go ahead and click on that and you'll see like there's all this different stuff here. We're going to go over this stuff in the next video, so don't worry too much about it. But I can add another layer. I'm going to hit this plus mark at the top of these layers. And what I want to do is use this to color in different parts of his body. So first I'm going to color in his shirt, and I'm going to give him a nice yellow shirt. So let's go back into my pens here. Let's go back to my library, and I want this to be, let's see, soft pastel. That looks good. Click on colors. Let's give him kind of a light yellow shirt. And yeah, there we go. I'm painting him pastel, and I'm not going to worry about getting it everywhere else. I just want to make sure it's kind of in his shirt. Now, I drew over a bunch of stuff. So here's what's awesome about layers. Let's go back up to this layer menu and click on that up top. Now, right here, this is the layer. I can turn off the eyeball if I don't want to see the yellow, or turn it on again. Or I could click and hold on it and drag it down so it's actually below, boom, below that outline. So the outline stays big and bright. Now I want to give him, let's say, a red tie. So I'm going to go ahead and make another new layer. And awesome, it's already underneath my outlines. Okay, I'm going to give him red. No, magenta e-pink. Oh, yes. X that out. I'm going to go into my pens here, and what's this? This is rough charcoal. I'm all about that. And I'm going to use the rough charcoal to sort of color in his tie to be this awesome pinkish color. And that's okay enough for now. You know what? Maybe I want to give this some stripes. So I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to go to, not watercolor, let's say, oh, Copics. No, we want it a little bit. There we go. Copic medium broad nib. Ooh, that's a lot of words. Let's look at the settings. I'm going to make the size like a 12.8, and I'm going to make the color, let's say, just a little bit off of that one. And oh yeah, I'm giving it some stripe action. Look at those stripes. That's looking good. And now I want to give him a dark face because he's having an existential crisis. So I'm going to go back up to my layers menu. I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign to make another new layer. I'm going to go into my colors. I'm going to make this like a really dark, deep blue, like beyond midnight blue. I'll go into my pens. Let's go back to the library. Ooh, what's this? Synthetic round brush bristles. Ooh, this web. Ooh, let's find something super messy feeling. Let's keep looking. What's this? Thorny. That's the thing. Let's go into settings. Let's make the size 65, and let's make his face super thorny. Give him a thorny face. Oh yes, I'll give a couple different things up here. So, oh no, the world is bad. Let's go into here again, make that size even bigger, and exit out, and we'll give a. Oh man, the world is a crisis. And now I have all of these saved as different layers. If I want to try something different, maybe I don't want him to have an existential crisis. Maybe I want to turn that eyeball off, hit the plus for another new layer. I'll go into these. Let's find a, splatter brush. Maybe we'll give him some nice big splatter, but that splatter is going to be a nice bright yellowish color because yellow's sunshine. Ah, splatter. Oh, life is a chaotic beauty. And now if I can go back to my layer button up top and I can go ahead and say, do I like this splatter or do I like this one better? So I can go back and forth and decide. And maybe, maybe I just want them both because that looks sickness. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go. Oh, what am I doing? Nope. So this little button right here, this will make these things disappear so you can draw. There's also this tools menu. We're not going to go into that now. That will be in the next video, the advanced. I'm just going to go in here and let's go ahead, gallery, save current sketch. And it's going to save it for us. Oh, that's my splattery businessman, all splattered from businessing. And we can look at the gallery of the things I've drawn. Oh, look at that. They're both untitled. Maybe I need to name it. And I'll make it, I'm going to name this Splatter Man. Hit check mark. Let's go back to this one. And I can open this one up. Awesome. It looks cool. Let's go back to gallery. And if I go back to the Splatter Man, what's great about these things and what's awesome about it is if I hit my layers, it saved all my layers. So I can go ahead and do more with it. Let's go ahead and click this. I also have the option to share and I can save it to the device. And this will actually like save it as an actual picture file for us, if I'm correct, without all those layers. And yep, as a ping, let's go ahead and rename it Splatter Man. Hit check. Ooh, I need to actually save it somewhere, so I'll just save it into my downloads. That works. Splatterman! And I saved a ping of it, and that will be an actual single file without all of the layers. Now, I can also share, and I can do others. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta please wait. Gotta please wait. Please wait. Wait, please wait. And there's all these things. I can share it to different things like Snapchat, to Gmail. I think you might be able to find Facebook or something like that. I don't know if I have Facebook on this. But yeah, you can share it to your social medias. So I hope you enjoyed this first video about Sketchbook. In the next one, we're going to look at some of the more advanced features and just go over them a little bit. Peace, yins.